Hare Krishna.
We're live from Matchless Gifts, 26 2nd Avenue.
Haribol!
If you didn't know.
Again.
Again.
You need to sit someplace where there's light.
There's light, yeah.
Okay, we're reading from the 4th canto.
Yeah.
Chapter 12. Entitled?
No. 4th canto, chapter 12, text 28.
Chapter is entitled?
What are you? Dhruva Maharaj goes back to Godhead.
I like it when you say it. It helps everyone know where we're at. Dhruva Maharaj is going back to Godhead. Haribol! Okay.
Alright.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 28. The great sage Maitreya continued, Maharaj Dhruva was very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he heard the sweet speeches of the Lord's chief associates in the Vaikuntha planet, he immediately took his sacred bath, dressed himself with suitable ornaments, and performed his daily spiritual duties. Thereafter he offered his respectful obeisances to the great sages present there and accepted their blessings. Purport. We should mark how dutiful Dhruva Maharaj was with his devotional service. Even at the time he left this material world, he was constantly alert in the performance of devotional duties. Every devotee should take his bath early in the morning and decorate his body with tilak. In Kali Yuga, one can hardly acquire gold or jeweled ornaments, but the 12 tilak marks on the body are sufficient as auspicious decorations to purify the body. Since Dhruva Maharaj was living at that time at Badarik Ashram, there were other great sages there. He did not become puffed up because the airplane sent by Lord Vishnu was waiting for him. As a humble Vaishnav, he accepted blessings from all the sages before riding on the plane brought by the chief of the Vaikuntha associates.
Wow.
So that's nice, because the other sages that were there, they were also getting darshan of the Vishnu duties. Seems because Dhruva was there. It's quite sad as well, because they must have been, like when you imagine those yogis, they're not like, they've been around for like hundreds of years. And like, hold on a minute, where's he going? And what about us? Can we hitch a ride? Don't work like that, so we're like, okay, bye. But anyway, Dhruva Maharaj was very humble about it, as you would be if you're qualified to get into the golden airplane, as it were. It's not like he went, see you later. He was humbly taking the blessings, so that means he's qualified to get into the airplane in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Text 29. Before getting aboard, Dhruva Maharaj worshipped the airplane, circumambulated it, and also offered obeisances to the associates of Vishnu. In the meantime, he became as brilliant and illuminating as molten gold. He was thus completely prepared to board the transcendental plane. I think it's quite interesting that the airplane shows up, the associates of the Lord show up, and he's like, hold on for a minute, I just need to go have a bath, get myself prepared. It's like, I'd be like, oh man, let's go.
Yeah, but that's the difference, isn't it? Because he's this humble devotee. And I'm not saying you're not. You are. You are.
What is she trying to say?
But, no, you are. But, see, his consciousness is, hold on. It's like this. If you're coming round to tea and I invite you to tea, I'd like to think you might put on some decent clothes and like aftershave, whatever, like that. So he's going back. So he's going back to the Lord's abode. He's going to see God. So you think like, oh my, let me freshen up, let me clean up, let me put nice clothes. That's how I was seeing it. It's like I get what you're saying. Obviously, you're like, you ain't going to wait for no one. You're going to look for your spouse or kids or anyone. You'd be like, let me get on that airplane. But his, doesn't mean one's lesser devout. I'm just saying he's thinking, oh my, wait a minute. No, I need to, I need to be properly presented, to be clean, I need to be nicely dressed. Not like, let me get out of there. Always forget my wife, let me go.
I also forgot to comment that I thought it was really powerful how Srila Prabhupada explained that in Kali you can hardly get gold, people can't afford proper jewelry. But he said by decorating the body with the tilak in 12 places, it is sufficient to ornament the body. That's very powerful.
That is just a wonderful statement.
Okay, purport. In the absolute world, the plane, the associates of Lord Vishnu and Lord Vishnu himself are all spiritual. There is no material contamination. In quality, everything there is one. As Lord Vishnu is worshipable, so also are his associates, his paraphernalia, his airplane, and his abode. For everything of Vishnu's is as good as Lord Vishnu. Dhruva Maharaj knew all this very well as a pure Vaishnava, and he offered his respects to the associates and to the plane before riding in it. But in the meantime, his body changed into spiritual existence, and therefore he was illuminating like molten gold. In this way, he also became one with the other paraphernalia of Vishnu Loka. So, I kind of have an idea of this, that basically what's being explained here is Dhruva Maharaj's death, right? I mean, he's passing. But we're hearing about it in one way, but I think those experiencing it like on the material plane may just, because I was thinking, okay, wait a minute, he's actually left his body. Why is he going to have a bath and decorate the body? But those are the things that you do to a body before you actually cremate it at the funeral. So my feeling is that Dhruva Maharaj has passed and his body is being taken care of by the priest. But the spirit soul Dhruva Maharaj is experiencing is this Vaikuntha airplane showing up, and he's basically stepping. Did we already do stepping on the head of death?
No, you're ruining it for everyone.
Spoiler alert. So he's like, he's actually having a spiritual experience, but those who aren't on that platform are just looking and seeing that his body is finished. He left his body. But how he left his body, that's what we're hearing, and that's the spiritual perspective. Okay.
Okay. Next paragraph of this purport. Mayavadi philosophers cannot imagine how this oneness can be achieved even in different varieties. Their idea of oneness is that there is no variety. Therefore, they have become impersonalists. As Isumara, Vishnu Loka or Dhruva Loka are completely different from this material world, so a Vishnu temple within this world is also completely different from this material world. Like this place, matchless gifts. As soon as we are in a temple, we should know very well that we are situated differently from the material world. In the temple, Lord Vishnu, his throne, his room, and all other things associated with the temple are transcendental. The three modes, Sattva Guna, Raja Guna, and Tamo Guna, have no entrance into the temple. It is said, therefore, that to live in the forest is in the mode of goodness, to live in the city is in the mode of passion, and to live in a brothel, liquor shop, or slaughterhouse is in the mode of ignorance. But to live in the temple means to live in Vaikuntha. Everything in the temple is as worshipable as Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Interesting. I remember Prabhupada said like if you live in the temple, he said no, we don't, no lazies and no crazies. I think that sums it up. Because it's like something like this, verses like this, purport should be shared regularly, you know, to understand. It's not, oh no, what, I've got to go and do the cleaning, oh, I've got to get up, oh God, Lordy Lord. But it's like, no, you're living in the home of Krishna, and it's Prabhupada in other places has said it's like the embassy to the spiritual world. And here he's saying this is good as living in Vaikuntha Loka. So yeah, it's almost like training. It's like, if you don't get it here, you ain't gonna get it over there, you know.
Interesting. Yeah.
But, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that controversial point.
That's interesting that you said controversial at the end, because I didn't understand it to be controversial at all, but there you go.
Oh, then we'll just let that go.
Okay. All right. I think we'll let it go. We'll finish here. We're going to keep it short and sweet today. All right. We're still trying to find ourselves a home here in New York. So
home is where the heart is.
Home is in your heart with Krishna, Vishnu Loka.
That's not the same, but yeah.
Okay, thank you all very much. Please read the Srimad Bhagavatam, and don't forget to share Bhagavatam Bites with others.
Yeah, and comment. You know I respond, and at least I do heart emojis, and you don't see the comments, but I do.
I see nothing. I just try to see Krishna. All right, thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.